بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Treatment of meningitis. Meningitis is one of the infection involves central nervous system and it requires an immediate antibacterial therapy. Bacterial meningitis symptoms may develop within hours or days, while viral meningitis also develop quickly. Fever, severe headache and neck stiffness are the main symptoms. When the patient is come from these symptoms, then immediately an empirical antibiotic therapy is planned, and the following flow chart represents the criteria which is followed to deal with the bacterial meningitis. If meningococcal disease, meningitis with non-blanching rash or meningococcal septicemia is suspected, then benzyl penicillin should be used without delaying of the lumbar puncture or any diagnostic test. However, if rash is not there, then the patient is maintained on benzyl penicillin, and certain diagnostic test has to be performed to rule out the exact cause. Immediate hospitalization is required if patient has the symptoms of severe neck stiffness and rash. Furthermore, physician has to decide that either the lumbar puncture is contraindicated or indicated. Lumbar puncture is contraindicated if there is increase in intracranial pressure, which is indicated by the increased pressure through the cerebrospinal fluid. As meningitis is more common under the age of 5, so children are the most susceptible age group persons. So if child is come with without increased intracranial pressure, then lumbar puncture should be performed and immediately antibiotic therapy is started. However, if there is a neurological finding, there may be seizure, then without any performing of lumbar puncture, the child has to go for CT scan and for the rule out the focal neurological finding, and antibiotic should be immediately started. Furthermore, dexamethasone should also be provided at the initial level. Dexamethasone will decrease the inflammatory cascade of this disease and decrease the intracranial pressure as well. However, dexamethasone either immediately started or started with the first dose of antibiotic. Otherwise, it will after 12 hours, its use is not so much significantly help the patient, because dexamethasone will further delay the absorption of the drug in the cerebrospinal fluid. Dexamethasone is avoided in septic shock or in case of meningococcal septicemia or in case of immunocompromised patient or in case if the meningitis is followed by the surgery. Table 1 shows the empirical therapy for the bacterial meningitis depending upon the age of the population and the likely pathogen. The choice of starting choice will be the benzyl penicillin, which will transfer into the cefotaxime or ceftriaxone or vancomycin or up to meropenem, and then cefepime and then rifampicin. Cephalosporin are the choice of drug in case of those patients which are allergic to the penicillin. Secondly, because it displaces the bilirubin from albumin binding site, resulting in a high free bilirubin serum concentration, which lead to the accumulation of the bilirubin in the tissues, and it also has a very bad interaction with the calcium. So the baby has to take calcium, so in this interaction may become lethal. As the microorganisms developing resistance to the prescribed antibiotic continuously, so if cephalosporins and benzyl penicillin are not working, then the patient has to switch to vancomycin or meropenem. But the problem with vancomycin is that it is a nephrotoxic and ototoxic drug, so serum creatinine and urea levels should be monitored, which usually obtained after the use of drug after 3 days. Table 2 shows the length of the treatment among all the susceptible microorganisms. Haemophilus influenza has the shortest duration of therapy, which is the 7 days, while in case of Streptococcus pneumonia, it goes up to the 14 or 21 days, while in case of Listeria monocytogenes, the treatment requires more than 21 days of the antibiotic therapy, because this meningitis is the most lethal one, meningitis. The doses of vancomycin is given according to the mg per kg basis. However, these doses has to clearly monitoring, and it basically adjusted on the basis of serum creatinine level of the children or the patient. Third generation cephalosporin are the choice of drug in case of the therapy. So either cefotaxime is given or ceftriaxone is given. However, if the patient is allergic, the choice of drug is either chloramphenicol or vancomycin or rifampicin. Depending upon the culture sensitivity, the antibiotic is selected by the physician to overcome the symptoms of the meningitis. For Listeria monocytogenes, the treatment of choice is the amoxicillin with the gentamicin, and the suggested duration of treatment as described earlier is of 21st day, while gentamicin is stopped after the 7th day. Viral and aseptic meningitis is usually require a supportive treatment. However, this type of meningitis is not so much lethal as compared to the bacterial meningitis. The course, if this susceptible microorganism is HSV, then acyclovir, which is an antiviral, should be added in the treatment. Symptomatic treatment of the headache is managed by either the NSAIDs. Fungal meningitis is a chronic meningitis, and it requires a long duration of the highly dosed antifungals. The selected antifungals are amphotericin B and flucytosine. The problem in the case of fungal meningitis is that there is a constant raise of the intracranial pressure. This increased intracranial pressure is required frequent lumbar puncture, ideally daily, to decrease the pressure, or alternatively a lumbar drain is performed to decrease the amount of the cerebrospinal fluid. Fungal meningitis is a non-contagious one, and the symptoms may take up to weeks or even months to develop, and its treatment requires usually 1 month treatment. Tuberculosis meningitis requires hospitalization at least for first 2 months. 4 classical anti-tuberculosis drugs are recommended for this intensive phase. These are isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, and ethambutol, and the common symbol used for these drugs are HRZE for 2 months. Continuation phase is usually required a longer treatment, that is up to 10 months instead of 4 months, that is usual tuberculosis therapy. It is also supported by the corticosteroids, and usually prednisolone is used instead of dexamethasone. However, if prednisolone is not working, then dexamethasone can be used. The duration of the steroids, it's 6 to 8 weeks. However, daily constant dose is used up to 4 weeks, and then the dose is gradually tapered over 1 to 2 weeks before stopping to avoid the withdrawal effects. Steroids use improve the outcome by attenuating the detrimental effects of host defenses, that is inflammatory responses to the bacterial products and the products of the neutrophil activation. Steroid clearly reduces the chances of deafness and may lessen the mortality as well. Steroids appear to reduce the risk of severe hearing loss in children. 20 to 25% of the meningitis patients develop seizures. However, some seizures are due to the bacterial meningitis may be harmful, and some seizures are basically due to the imbalance of the electrolytes. When meningitis causes by the brain swelling or pressure, it can disrupt the brain normal function and it lead to a seizure. And the episodic seizures normally bacterial meningitis, if there are seizures, then this seizures treatment required acute treatment with anti-epileptic drugs. However, in case of tuberculosis, as the causative agent is remain in the body for more than 6 months, then there is a chance of recurrent seizure, and these seizure can lead to the conversion to the epilepsy in the patient. So it requires a more aggressive treatment. And the choice of drugs involve benzodiazepine, valproic acid, and levetiracetam. For the medical management of the cerebral edema, mannitol is the choice of a drug, and the dose of the mannitol is started as 5 ml per kg stat, which is followed by the 2 ml per kg 6 hourly for 8 doses. However, the main purpose of the use of mannitol is to reduce the intracranial pressure. The side effect is that repeated use may lead to the electrolyte imbalance with a secondary increase in the intracranial pressure. If this happens, a rebound phenomena occur, then the drug should be replaced either with the glycerol or acetazolamide, and for that purpose its treatment is monitored up to 72 hours. As discussed earlier, the use of corticosteroid is suggested and recommended, and it should be initiated at the very beginning, and after the starting of the antibiotic therapy, especially after 12 hours, its use is not of very significance. For the surgical management of the hydrocephalus, as it is one of the most common complication in which the brain become enlarged due to the accumulation of the fluid in the brain. So this accumulation needs drainage, and this drainage is done by a shunt tube, a flexible long tube, which is inserted in the ventricle of brain by means of surgery, which have a proper flow rate, and daily drainage of the cerebrospinal fluid is carried out to decrease the complication of the hydrocephalus rate. However, it is a very complicated procedure. So this is all about the pharmaceutical care management of the meningitis. There is many more things which we will discuss in another video, in which we will discuss a case study. One example of the case study. These are the references, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe this channel to keep updated.